Hey folks, Killboy here with the weekend update. 12 minutes ish, 12-ish minutes on the side of the road. Saturday, May 4th, 2013. It's about 12:30 p.m. A little early today because they're calling for 2 to 4 inches of rain in the next 24 hours. It's supposed to be hitting any time now. I looked at the radar this morning. It was pretty much right over Knoxville. Slowly heading this way. Foresters in the forest, get it? Yeah, several rallies this weekend. Big one being the Mini Cooper thing. I think they said they had over 600 cars register and over 1,000 people, and there's always some who don't register but still show up. So they've taken over Fontana Village and spilled out into the other accommodations in the area too. There wasn't enough room there. 4 de Mayo, the annual Audi rally. And two-stroke rally this weekend, annual thing. Which I haven't really seen any of those guys out today. They were running around yesterday. Yesterday was way busier than today. Friday was busier. No stopping. Nice. Little coupe convertible. Yeah, it just goes to show how persuasive the forecast and the mentality that the weekends are so busy out here that people crowd into the weekdays sometimes, and it's busier during the week. Ridge Racer. Easy fella. That yellow Lotus has got RDG space RCR on his license plate, and every time I see it I think about that. I guess it's a throwback to the video game Ridge Racer. I always hear that announcer's voice from that video game. This is the same turn I was in last weekend when I was shooting inside the car. The reason being, when it's stormy, it's pretty calm down in here. The wind doesn't want to flip my canopy over and get rain all in the camera and everything, so it's a pretty decent little hole to be in. So not much to talk about as far as this turn in the road goes. We talked about the dip in the camera and everything last time. The wind blowing kind of, I don't know if it picks it up on this little lapel mic. It's designed not to get wind noise, I guess, but it kind of plays with your senses here. It sounds like something's coming. It's just the wind kicking up. All these old trees, there's some pretty old growth here, being preserved and all that. So there's trees all the time falling and leaning against each other, and you get this sort of creaking, squeaking sound whenever it's windy. Lots of Subarus. And Mustangs. Talk about a mix. A pretty funny story about those Subaru Forester guys. A couple years ago, I didn't even know they were coming. I was on the side of the road reading one of the magazines with the modified cars in it, and I had a piece in there about a Forester from Canada and all the work that he had done to it and everything. And I just finished reading it and flipped the next article, and here all these Foresters came, and I was like, what are the odds of me just reading the article about Foresters? And then one went by and it looked just like the one in that article. And I went back and looked at my pictures and looked at the one in the article, and it's the same one. For the record, for you car guys and stunners on motorcycles or whatever, we don't shoot burnouts. As a general rule, you start doing a burnout, we put the camera down. So just don't do it. So yeah, I'm reading the article and it's got the Forester in it, Subaru Forester in it, and the same one goes by. I start looking at it, it's the same one. And a friend of mine stops by, I'm hanging out, and I said, if they come back by, you gotta hold this magazine up and this article up, when they come by. And it was a few minutes later, they were coming back by, and I was like, now, and she held the magazine up, and as the guy went by, we were holding the article up, he was blowing the horn and everything, and they contacted me later, his girlfriend, by email, and she's like, that just made his day. He went by and saw you holding up that magazine with that article about him in it. They came down from Canada to drive the road, drive Dill's Gap. It was pretty cool. Coincidence. Cool couple. They stopped by. The gnats and bugs get pretty crazy right before rain. All in your face. Get all kamikaze into your eyeballs. I don't know what that's about. Why they want to fly into your eyes. Car tire. Yeah, that's forest, talking about all the old growth and the preserved nature. This side of the road is Smoky Mountain National Park. That side of the road was owned by Alcoa, Topoka, some other. It's always been a wildlife preserve, but they recently donated it to the Forest Service. Thousands of acres. I forget how much, 4,000 acres or something. So that's part of the forest now, and it'll be preserved. That's pretty cool. It's pretty uncommon to have big sections of untouched land like this. But there's always trees falling. When it gets stormy, it gets pretty nasty. The winds start kicking up around here. You need to kind of keep a little in reserve for tree branches and things that might be laying in the road. Even if it's not in your lane, it can pose a hazard because people can be going around it into your lane. You know, if it's in the other lane. If you see something in the road, you know, if it's at all possible, stop and get it out of the road. It's not gonna magically move on its own. Somebody's got to either move it, or it ends up getting run over so many times it eventually turns to small enough pieces to blow away. But whoa, now got a little drifty there. I don't know if you caught that, or if the camera caught that. It's so wide angle. I think they have traction control on those. Anyway. All right then, that's about 12 minutes. About all the excitement you can stand, I'm sure. Join us next week for the exciting sequel. Check us out at killboy.com, the original dragon photographer. And yeah, we'll see you next week.